started early. We know what we're doing. That's the biggest thing. I think we're there, really.
Do you do like any more events as well around the university?
Personally, I mean, we organise meetings all the time, but that kind of thing, but not sorry. But we don't do sort of big events. I don't, but there are lots of events going on. I mean, there's a whole events team here. But you know, things like this is just individual people do their own things. Okay, so Ipshita's not here, and she's done the programme, so that's really good. I didn't respond to say thank you. It's been a bit busy, but I've made some minor changes just because I'm always going to make some minor changes, but it's now ready to be circulated. So I will email this as a PDF to the MPhil PhD email address today, and then if one of you could forward it to both the groups and anyone else who's expressed an interest. And if she had said, Siobhan Lynham, I think it was, had said about coming. I don't know if there's anyone else who's been in touch, having seen the advertising or anything. No, okay.
Last time I checked, that was the only one last night when I checked.
Fine. So if you add her to, well, not exactly add her to the list, but add her to the email group. Who's going to do this? Who's going to
I
say?
don't really have internet access right now, so it's just not my work. I'll finish at 11 o'clock. So is it okay? She does it like by tomorrow morning, or
Yeah, that's fine.
if you could do it.
Yeah. What I've done is, you'll just need to, don't just circulate it. I've just written here, please find attached the programme and abstracts for the MPhil PhD conference on Wednesday 16th May. Hard copies of the programme will be available on the day. We look forward to seeing you at the conference. All words to that effect. I mean, I just scribbled that out. And shall I just send it to, I'll send it to your email address. And I'll also send it to the MPhil PhD one, so it'll be there. But yeah, if that can go out for tomorrow morning, that'd be good. So that's the first thing we have to do. And you'll get Siobhan Lynham's address from the MPhil PhD.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Excellent. Then what we need to do is, one student next week needs to be responsible for each room. Now, Ravneet, I've already allocated you to the reception room, and I'll tell you why that is. So these are the actual roles for next week. So I put Ravneet in the reception room. That's because you've ordered the refreshments, and that's where the refreshments go. So you are the contact. They've got your number. You're the person who knows what we've ordered for that. And the other thing is that you've ordered the poster boards.
Yeah. I just need to go and just check the sizes.
Yes.
And he said you can come in any time, so I'll do it tomorrow.
Fine, okay.
Yeah.
And have you asked him to meet you there at, we say 8:30 or something on that morning?
I said him, and he said just come. He never replies. He just says call me in.
Okay.
And come in whenever you want. So I'll go in tomorrow and set up everything with him.
Yes. So the reception room, we need, we've actually got 4 posters now, is that right?
Yeah, it's 4.
And had we ordered 4 boards or had we ordered 5? Or 3, I can't remember. I thought we'd not...
We did 3, but you amended it to 4.
So you've got the 4,
Yeah.
okay, so that's good. So we need 4 tables in the middle with the poster boards on, and then really the rest of it, we need the chairs all around the edge of the room so that people can sit on them, but they're not around the posters as such. And then we need a long table, sort of, if we were in here, I'd probably put the long table along there against the wall for refreshments. So that's what we need to do with him on that morning, and he's very helpful actually.
He said
yes.
I will help you in everything.
He's really good. So that's the reception room. That's how we do that room. So you'll be setting up the room with John, helping people with their posters. In this box, I've got blue tack and drawing pins and sellotape, just so that we've got the kinds of things we might need. Yeah. And also the people have to sign in with an attendance sheet. And this is the attendance sheet. So name and signature. I don't put their names on because I'm never quite sure who's coming. So that will be in the reception room as well. I mean, we'll all be in there, but this room is your sort of responsibility. So set up the room, help with the posters, registration, name badges. These are the name badges. If you could all wear a name badge, and if you put your name on and put something as simple as helper or conference organizer, just so that people know who you are, and if they have any problems, they fill in one of these, obviously, slip it in there. I don't really need to tell you how to do it, but that's all in there. So that will all be in the box, and I'll come to that in a minute, but that is your room. Have you got any questions about that? Okay, good.
Just, I need to ask, because I sent you the form for receptionist.
Yes.
And you said you will attach my number and stuff, so you emailed them
I did.
after. Yeah.
I'll give you.
I was a bit
My
confused
difficulty
then.
is I sort of can't give you the, I mean, and you're not asking for it, I can't give you the form because I put the budget codes on it, and obviously I can't give you access, but I'll show it to you here,
That's fine.
just so that,
But I was just thinking that, have you forwarded? Yeah, or
yeah, I
not?
have. And I've been to see them and checked that they've got it, and it's all fine. But let me just show you. Here it is. So, yeah, so I put your mobile number on, I put my extension number on. That was though for beforehand, if they had any queries with the order, they'd have contacted me on this extension number. So we've got the 4 times, I've put 12, and I've put here 3 bottles at each time. Because when you put 333, it doesn't add up the total. So that's why I changed that. And again, 3 there. 12 bottles of water, 40 cookies, but they'll be small cookies, so they'll be 80, yes. And the lunch, which is 60. So when we've got people to sign in on the attendance sheet, we'll check how many we've got. If we're completely out, I don't mind if we're under. If the numbers go over, which I'm sort of sure they won't, but you know, just if they do, we'll ring down to Anna, and I'll give you her number in a minute, and just say, look, can you do us 10 more lunches or something? I don't think it'll be a problem. I don't think it will happen, but we need to just keep an eye on it, yes. So yeah, that's the form. You can see it came to £524. I don't know if you need,
Yeah, we do.
you need that. Okay, well look, what I'll do is I'll send this back to you without the budget codes on, so that you've got it. Okay. Will do.
Did you have a lot of people contacting you for attending?
No, I haven't had anyone contacting me to say they're attending. I'd have thought they'd contact the MPhil PhD address. Yes, because that's what we put as the contact details. I imagine most people won't bother telling us they're coming. You know, it's that kind of environment and atmosphere. It's not as though we said to them, you must register. So we don't know. I mean, you know, I'll be disappointed if we have a lot less than 60, but sometimes there's not much we can do about that. You know, you've done a lot of advertising, we've put people, you know, put the word out, but sometimes people are just busy and they don't. Yes, they don't turn up. So I wouldn't overly concern yourself about that. That's how it is. Okay, so that's that room. Let me just put some things away. Otherwise I'm going to get myself confused. This is the programme. Right. The next room is the keynote lectures room. So set up the room. The room will be as it is already laid out, but it's a question of just tidying it up, making sure there's nothing left lying around, that the desks and the chairs, everything is as you would want it. I've put including water. That's, you know, just make sure there's a bottle of water and a cup, or 3 cups in the afternoon because there's 3 of them talking, but you know, there's refreshments in there for the people who are speaking. Help with any technical difficulties, and the person who does that is also the main runner for if there are technical problems during the parallel paper sessions. So we need someone to do that, and then the other 2, one to be responsible for PR 705 and one 706. And again, that's making sure there's water and cups there for the speakers, help with any technical difficulties. And the person who does 706 is also doing 709, and that's helping the judges. 709, it says meet the judges at 9:15 in that room, take the judging criteria, which is here and which will be in the box that you're going to take down. So this is the judging criteria for oral presentations. This is the one for poster presentations. You can just give it the main judge. She's not officially the main judge, but the person I would say I will treat as the main judge is Julia McGill-Purdon. She's done it several years. Whoever's got it, just give them to her. She knows exactly what to do. You know, don't need to do anything else. And then meet the judges at 2:45 to help with the prizes. The prizes are here. These are there's £200 here in £10 Amazon vouchers. So it's entirely up to the judges to decide how they want to give it. They could give £100 to the best poster and £100 to the best oral presentation. They could decide to give £10 to, well, almost everyone. You know, that's up to them to decide. So the person who's in that room, there's also envelopes here. You need to write on the envelope the name of the person and how much that person is getting, and then put 4 or whatever of these £10 vouchers into the envelope. So let's go back to this and decide who's doing it, and then we can be absolutely clear. Who will do the keynote lecture room?
Yeah, I don't mind doing that.
Right, okay, good. Well, as Shita's not here, will you do 706 and 709, because I want to talk about that, and she'll do 705. Okay. Now I've got you a list of contacts here, which the first one is Meg Morse. I've just put general Paragon help. I think what I mean by that is she's a friend of mine who works at Paragon, and if it all starts to go horribly wrong and we don't know who to contact, I will say to you, ring Meg, and I'll tell her that's what I'm going to do. I haven't actually mentioned it to her yet, but that's why I've given you her number. 4145 from the internal phones. If you are ringing from a mobile or externally, 0208294145. But she's someone who'll be very helpful, and we can just say, look, we're having a problem, what do you think? Catering. So catering is Anna. Her extension is 4015. If you were to be ringing from external, it's yes. If there are any technical problems with the equipment in the room, it's Chris or Shelley on those 2 numbers, and they're in the library, which is the 2nd floor of Paragon. So sometimes, if you don't get a reply, I would run to the 2nd floor of Paragon, and because if you don't get one of them, there'll be someone else there at the media services desk. And if you just say, we're in the middle of a conference, this equipment isn't working, can someone come over and try and help us? And they are very helpful. And that's why I've said, main runner. If we need someone to do running up across to the or running down to the library, if you can stay in the reception room, if you need you can go and find you can help with that. Hopefully none of these things will go wrong, but you need to know who to contact. Yes. John Moore, I've put his number, you know his number though in any case, but he's the caretaker, he's also very helpful. Reception is 4210. If one of you could contact reception any time now and let them know what's going on, and we could send them the programme as well, that would be helpful, in fact they need a programme. So I don't know, when you send out the programme, could you also email it to reception at Paragon? And just sort of let them know that the conference is taking place next Wednesday. All the details, all the rooms, everything are in that programme. If they need any information beforehand, they can ring me on 2105. They probably won't need anything, but if you give them my name, because even if they ring